We're about to start the program, the speaking part of the program. So good morning. Welcome to our fourth annual Doing Business with DOT event. We're glad that you have come. Without further ado, we will have our commissioner come to speak to you. So help me welcome our commissioner, Adonis Rodriguez.
Well, can Margaret, Paul, and my executive team please join us? Any members of my executive team, those of us that we meet every week, please come here. Come on, Charles, go join us here. You want to come watch this one? First of all, let's give Carlos and Nancy a big round of applause. Come on, louder, come on. Yeah, they're the one. It is Nancy and Carlos, the two individuals that you've been interacting. It is a great honor to be leading this agency of 6,000 men and women responsible to manage 27% of the land. Well, we are responsible based on the New York City Charter to provide a safe and efficient movement of people and goods, and people and vehicle. And when we talk about vehicle, it's not only about car and buses. It's also about ferry. So here you have John, a big round of applause, who carry a ferry. 15 million ridership last year. We moved the larger numbers, but also he have hundreds of men and women that work with him. Our responsibility as an agency is to provide an environment of support where, following the federal standard, we need to be sure that every single New Yorkers and visitors have a safe ride when they go to Staten Island. So it's a lot of work, and that's his responsibility. But then also we have Irina. You know, for me it's a great honor to have a great talented, but adding to that, as a woman, being a father of two daughters, knowing that when we go through the roadway, it is Irina's responsibility to manage our roadway division. So from paving to milling to take care of the pothole, to produce 50% of the asphalt, and to interact with the business community from where we buy the other 50%. It is Irina's responsibility to do that. So a big round of applause also for her job. And yes, like people talk about bike lane and bus lane, and sometimes people love it, other times people criticize it. But there's one area that I know in the Queensboro Bridge, there was a strong advocate for reopening the bike lane there. But what people didn't see, average New Yorkers, is that there was a $300 million project for the repairs and the maintenance of the bridge. And we are so lucky also to have Paul also in charge of 800 bridges and tunnels. So let's also give Paul a big round of applause also for his job. And as we share, all the portfolio, in each of those leaders, you have to interact with them. Because they are the one also, the immediate relationship that you have in this agency. Because from the 34 billion 10-year capital, $17 billion is for the maintenance and repair of our 800 bridges and tunnels. And that's a great job that Paul also has. So again, great job keeping our bridges safe in our city. And then we have Rich Milano back there. You know, everything, all the facility that we have. And yeah, he also needs contract. We do a lot of repair with in-house resources. But in order to keep all our facilities, here we have our headquarters. There's like 5 or 6 floors here. But most of the facility that we have is spread across the 5 boroughs. So we have a great Rich Milano who know how to do things in the right way to be sure that DOT have all the facilities that we negotiate, all the leasing, and he play an important role. So great job, Rich, also, and thank you for your work. And then we have Charles, you know, who oversees, you know, everything related to the freight, everything related to, you know, many other areas in DOT. And that's how we are so lucky. And then I mentioned Nancy, I mentioned Carlos. It is Carlos' job. Working with Michael Garner, you were here from Hernas, you were here from the Gross, the Great Commission of SBS. But because the Mayor Adam been supporting us, then we also have Carlos on board, being sure that we work hard so that we were able to change this agency. An agency that was providing from $11 to $30 million contract to NWBE. And today, we overpassed $500 million for contract for NWBE. And we are not counting, you know, in many of the recent contracts that we are negotiating. And we know that that number is going to be even higher when we go there. But then, I end to mention also Paul Ochoa. You know, so lucky to have someone previous role in charge of legislation at City Hall, you know, who came with us to be in charge as the Secretary Deputy Commissioner, oversee everything related to HR, IT, many of the contract, budget. Again, Paul Ochoa, thank you for your job also here at DOT. And the next person, and I would like to ask her to come and say a few words, for the young person here, and for those of you that have children, encourage your children to do internship. Because she started doing an internship at DOT. And then she moved to be a Manhattan Borough Commissioner. And then she moved to be in charge of operation at DOT. And with her, I run this agency shoulder to shoulder to be sure that we run the best and larger Department of Transportation that any city has in the United States. I would like to call my person who I work together running this agency shoulder to shoulder, a first Deputy Commissioner, Margaret Fujoni, to come and say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Commissioner. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. For those of you who are already doing business with DOT, we appreciate you. We couldn't function without your skills and expertise. It's a beautiful partnership that we have. For those of you not yet doing business with us, we look forward to creating some opportunities and delving into whatever the possibilities are. DOT has a very strong workforce, as the Commissioner has said, and as is exemplified by all the senior staff up here. But we do a lot of things that we need a lot of services. We need a lot of things that only the private sector can provide for us. So you're very important to us, and we're looking forward to improving that relationship and continuing the good partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. And we also been joined by Josh. He been here. He was taking care of the thing. Fortunately, we lost him to the private sector. But we always will love him. Josh, who also oversee all the traffic division at DOT. But again, we have an intern, Darnell Tyson, right? Who is also now taking into Josh temporary until we finish the process. But Josh, good luck, and he has done a great job also here too. Also, we have Monty, who also is in charge of operation at DOT. He played a major role working with Margaret and the whole agency. And back there, I'd like for him to join us here. We also have Ryan Lynch. Please join us here. Ryan Lynch is my chief of staff, And he's the one, again, that worked with all of us to be sure that the agency continue expanding what we started in the past. You know, this is the value. This is the best thing in New York City. We love continuity. I'm standing on the shoulder of previous commissioner, you know, from Iris to Polly to Hank, and we are here expanding what they started. And we hope, again, that this is what the agency will continue doing in the future. We also have here Julie Barrow, who is our Deputy Commissioner in charge of policy and media. Thank you, Julie, for the great work. Look, this administration has always prioritized bringing minority and women-owned businesses. This is going to be one of the legacies of Mayor Adams' administration. And Michael Garner, we come into sharing the data, the number. But no doubt that this is an administration that we never, you know, had to deal with any waiver. You know, and I think that the prime, if any of you are here too, you know that we find out, we have learned how to work together. As I mentioned today, recently, those prime non-WBE, they used to be little one. We just want for them to share the love. And what I have done at DOT in order to bring the NWBE to $500 million in 3 years and 9 months is focused on policy. It's helping on the network. It's been sure that Carlos and Nancy work with the procurement. I don't get involved into those details. They're the one, and we also got Ryan Wantaja also oversee our legal department. They're the one that work every day to be sure that anyone looking for opportunity, the first thing that Nancy does is to read, you know, the disclosure, which is about when you come and present any idea to DOT, you know, we welcome your idea, but you follow details with her and Carlos. So great job, and thank you for protecting DOT and protecting me too also as a commissioner. Thank you. While there's always more work to do this year, we are excited to share, as I said before, that now 32% of our contracting goes toward NWBEs. That's up from 11% at the beginning of my tenure as commissioner. A remarkable feat, and is a direct result of the great public servants at DOT here with me and the whole team today. Minority and women-owned businesses are the backbone of our local economy. We should know that most jobs in the city of New York are provided by the mom and pop, by the small one. We love and appreciate the larger corporation, but most of the jobs are provided by the minority business in our city. We love you, we respect you, and we are here to continue expanding new opportunity for you to do business with those here at DOT. This is not our money. This is the taxpayer money. So we're here to make that connection. Expanding NWBE contracting is a part of our core value as an agency, and we look forward to continue to build on our success. We continue to work to increase the share of NWBE contract, and this year we anticipate, as I said before, a record-breaking share of award directed to NWBEs. One of the largest contracts is for the speed camera, and that's hundreds of millions of dollars. For the first time, this contract will include a 32% NWBE. So thank you, everyone. We have done so well by expanding our reach to NWBEs. I'm so lucky to have Jose Reyes, who we've been working at DOT, connecting the agency with all immigrants community. And no, immigrant communities is not only the asylum seeker. If you are not a Native American, at some point in the last 500 years, your family came from other countries. So we are here to celebrate who we are as a city built by immigrants, and should always be for immigrants too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing business in the city. Thank you for being a role model to our youngsters that if they have big idea, if they find the support, they can translate that idea into a big project. That's why we wanted to welcome you here. But as someone that came here to wash dishes, my second job in this building in 1983, where Spanish is still my native language, I'm going to say a few words in Spanish as well. Para mí es un placer estar aquí como comisionado del Departamento de Transportación. en el mismo lugar que en el 83 trabajaba aquí haciendo sándwiches, en el mismo lugar que, como todas las personas que llegan a esta ciudad reciben oportunidades, yo la tuve. Y de hacer los trabajos que hacen los inmigrantes, me moví luego a seguir mis estudios. Me moví luego a ser maestro cofundador de 2 escuelas. Me moví luego a ser concejal. Y ahora tengo 3 años y 9 meses dirigiendo esta agencia. Resultado más grande, tomé la agencia que nada más daba 11 a 30 millones de contratos para mujeres y minorías. Y hoy lo tengo sobrepasando los 500 millones de dólares. Gracias al apoyo que he recibido del alcalde Eric Adams, gracias a Michael Garner como director de NWPE, gracias al equipo que tengo aquí también en DOT, hoy podemos reportarles que este es nuestro 4º año de traer juntos a ustedes que ya están certificados, a los que se quieren certificar, a las divisiones de nosotros, a SBS, a DICAS, a los sectores que no son NWPE, para que juntos se sigan conectando y buscar más oportunidades de contrato para mujeres, para latinos, para asiáticos, para africanos, para todos nosotros. Now let's hear from Michael Garner, Director of the NWPE for the City of New York.
Good morning. Good morning. Great. This is a great day and a great city. The most important city and the greatest city in the world right here in New York. And let me just say that when you Google execution, the DOT commissioner's face comes up. Because what he has done here at this agency is now changed forever. Having the ability to build construction projects safely, timely, on budget, and have the MWBE in the critical path. One agency, over $500 million in contracts to New York City certified MWBEs. That's amazing, and we should applaud our leader in the execution of that. And I'll say, after spending 14 years at that small organization called the MTA, which is focused on transportation, I came here and I learned a lot of things from this agency commissioner on what it is in order to be focused, not willing to accept no for an answer, and drive change. And I'll say that from Mayor Adams' first day in office, 3 years and 9 months, the city of New York has awarded, get this, $22.1 billion in contracts to minority and women-owned firms. No other city or no other state in the nation has done that. And why is that important? It's important because we are government and we need to ensure that government contracts are awarded in a cost-effective manner because it's taxpayers' dollars being spent. But we must also ensure that those contracts are awarded in an inclusive manner. And so we have been busy in creating an environment that's conducive to the growth, that's conducive to the integration, and that's conducive to MWBEs being in the critical path. We're not going to accept no for an answer. We're going to keep driving and driving. So 35% of our contracts citywide are now being awarded to New York City certified MWBE firms. And the reason why that's important is because we are creating jobs in communities of color who have historically been shut out. We are affording home ownership opportunities for business owners just like yourself. And we are affording better educational opportunities and healthcare options for your respective families. Isn't that what it's all about? Taxpayers' monies, driving equity in communities of color, getting projects finished safely, timely, on budget. And as I close, I'm going to leave you with this. New York City leads the way in the nation for MWBE creativity, MWBE innovation, and MWBE inclusion of our New York City certified MWBE firms. So once again, let's thank our agency commissioner, Rodriguez, for driving change. And I'll tell you, DOT will never, ever be the same. Thank you.
Before I would call on Polo Chor, our Executive and Deputy Commissioner, to introduce the next person, a great leader, a great friend, I also want to acknowledge two individuals who was here. Sergio Suarez, who is here, in a big tour that he's putting together about Mexico en tu corazón. Tomorrow we close in Latino in Times Square that starts at 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And from 7 to 9, he will have 79 members of Música del Norte Mariachi in a national tour that he's been doing ending Times Square. So, Sergio, thank you for being here, and thank you for what I know you have for us tomorrow. I also want to acknowledge a good friend of mine, first Dominican. You heard about Tito Harford, Dominican who played basketball, but my great friend here was the first Dominican who played in the NBA, Grillo Vargas. Thank you for being here with us today. And again, council member to a year, people ask me, how do you feel today? I say, I had less stress today as a commissioner than what I have as a council member. And the commissioner also used to work, at the council with another council member. The reason why I work so relaxed is because I have a great executive team. Now let's hear from someone who is the executive deputy commissioner who will be introducing our next commissioner, Polo Chor.
Morning, everyone. As the commissioner mentioned, getting to over $500 million worth of MWB contracts takes a whole village. It takes City Hall leadership, Michael Gardner and the mayor. It takes, obviously, commissioner leadership, but it also takes the certification. And our partners in SBS have done a fantastic job at not just expanding the pool of certified MWB businesses that we have, but also partnering with us in every one of these events. And it is my pleasure to introduce SBS Commissioner Diana Schell-Gross. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. You're squinting at me. I was squinting at the team up here just a minute ago. I love this event. I attended this event last year, and it's because, I think as a human being, we find beauty in all kinds of different places, and a lot of that depends on where you're planted, what your profession is. I think this event is beautiful, not just because it's a beautiful September day, but because the public servants arrayed behind me take their jobs so seriously, and they have formed such an amazing, effective, mission-driven team under Commissioner Rodriguez's leadership. I'm not a parent of this group, so I don't have to, I can play favorites. And I gotta say, DOT, they're kind of my favorites. They're really such an amazing team, and I just appreciate so much the way you, Commissioner Rodriguez, always share the stage and give credit where credit is due. You have really formed an incredible leadership team here at DOT, and that is what is allowing them to deliver on the ground in their public mission, and as a public servant, it's beautiful to see. So my name is Diana Schell-Gross. I have the privilege of serving as Commissioner of the City's Department of Small Business Services, and I'm grateful to Carlos and to Nancy for organizing this event and for allowing me to speak and hosting SBS today to table and also to provide a breakout session. Our role in the MWBE program is multifaceted, and it goes back to the program's start under the Dinkins administration. We manage the recruitment of firms to the pipeline for certification, and we determine their eligibility for entry into the program, and then maintain a certified directory that helps to market those firms to city agencies and other organizations that share the goal of appreciating the full diversity and skill of New York's small business community through contracting. In addition to the certification role, we provide workshops and webinars on selling to government, technical assistance with proposing, and a low interest contract financing and loan fund that you'll have a chance to learn more about today. Through the contract financing and loan fund, eligible firms can apply for loans of up to $1 million. We cap the annual interest rate of those loans at 3% interest. So the city is buying down the interest rate to ensure that firms have the working capital, the upfront capital that you need to mobilize to perform on city contracts. For construction-related firms, we also offer 2 intensive cohort programs, and you can learn about that at the SBS table at the back of this space. The Bond Readiness Program assists construction and trade firms in strengthening their operations and finances to obtain surety bonding. Very important as you grow from those smaller contracts to contracts of over $1 million. Bond Readiness Program is currently accepting applications. The next cohort begins on October 14th, and the deadline to apply is October 3rd. And if you can't commit the time to participate in the cohort, we can still help you obtain surety bonding through one-on-one consultations, clinics on QuickBooks, and the bonding services team is here today. Additionally, with DOT, we developed the New York City Construction Ramp-Up Program, launched in partnership with DOT and DDC. That program prepares concrete firms to compete for upgrade contracts for pedestrian ramps and sidewalks across the city. This is a $5 billion endeavor, which is anticipated to cover the rehabilitation of over 180,000 sidewalk corners over the next 25 years. So get in it, and you can be in it for a while. We want to see great success of diverse firms in that program. And finally, we offer our MWBE Mentors program, and I'm so glad to have spoken to one of our mentors here today. These are firms that have grossed over $10 million in city contracts. They're leaders in construction and goods and in services, and they're eager to meet with you, show you how they did it, and how you can also walk that walk and grow your business through working with the city as a partner. We also have today our workforce team in the Office of Community Hiring. If you need to hire, we run the adult public workforce system, and we're here to connect you with great employees for your firms. We can help you screen candidates, train your employees, and match talented job seekers with opportunities at your company. So we're here today to speak with you, but as Commissioner of the Department of Small Business Service, I want you to know we are so invested in your success, in your growth. Every individual business in the city is a mini economic development project. We want you to grow to your maximum potential and deliver as much in partnership with the city government as you can for the city and for your business as well. And so thank you again for hosting me today. Thank you for your partnership, your amazing work in increasing, nearly tripling MWBE contracting at DOT, and under Michael Garner's visionary leadership of the program from City Hall. And I believe I was supposed to hand the mic to Commissioner Molina, but perhaps he's not here yet? Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Come on, let's give another big round of applause to Commissioner Grow for the great job that she does. You know, the changes that we have made as commissioner is that, and any of you were here in 2022 when we did our first annual doing business with DOT, and then we did in 23, 24, and this is the fourth one. In 4 years, you have not been able to get a contract with DOT. Then something went wrong from your end or my end. And I'm down to take responsibility because I know that we work hard to create and to support for you to have access to contract. Then in the whole open process that we don't control. But I can tell you that as a former council member, we were there many times when we asked questions and people were boring, people were tired because it was about all the information, all the opportunity, but sometimes people never saw it. In our time, we were able to accomplish those numbers. And because you're doing business with DOT, it's make our job more easy. Because you are the one that is doing, our work with the prime one. So thank you for your work. Today is going to be a day again of connecting you. Many of you already been doing business. Many of you are working with DDC. You're working with DCAS. Commissioner Molina is not here yet, but he's someone that also is committed. And DCAS is also in this place, being sure that all of you are supported. So, okay, you see, I mentioned his name, and he's here. A big round of applause to Commissioner Molina from DCAS. And, you know, like, it's a new day. It's a day where, you know, we have someone that is in charge of DCAS that he can give you. Most of you know what is the role of DCAS. But I will leave him for you to hear directly. For a great friend, great leader who is in charge of the agency that has one of the largest responsibilities to manage most of the contract. It's not only the fleet, but it's the leasing, it's the building, plus many other areas. Let's welcome our good friend, Commissioner of DCAS, Commissioner Luis Molina.
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner, for hosting this amazing event for our MWBE vendors. At DCAS, we doubled in fiscal year 25 our MWBE spending to our MWBE vendors and contractors. We have done tremendous work under the Adams administration to make sure that all economic opportunities are available to all New Yorkers, especially minority and women-owned business enterprises. So it's been an amazing 3 years to get to this point, but we still have much, much further to go. So every opportunity we can get as a city to have impact and make sure that all communities throughout this city, our small businesses, have access to the economic opportunities available to this city, that makes this work personal to myself and Commissioner Yadanis and all of the commissioners in the administration. So thank you for your participation this morning.
Well, now is going to be the most important part, which is about you connecting with, you know, different divisions. Don't take it for granted. As the ferry, as the signal, as all division, the roadway. Leon, hey, wait, big round of applause to here too. If you are a homeowner, then you interact with Leon and his team, the highway team. So if you are in construction and you will require a space to park your crane, your truck, then you have to interact with Leon. As Irene has 1,600 men and women on her portfolio, Leon has 1,400 men and women, yes, in charge of the roadway. So also look for them. Connect with them. Build your own relationship so that they can direct you with the right person in the division. But before, again, the person who is also helping us a lot with this will come and do the closing, and then the most important part for you is to go and interact. I also want to acknowledge William Jimenez, who run the whole ethnic community media. He's the one that's been working to be sure that all community get information when we open any RSVP. And also I want to acknowledge Kenny Placencio, who also oversees Summer Street, Car Free of Day, and other events. So thank you to everyone. And now let's hear from Nancy, who is the person here. She's the one who protects the agency.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So I'm batting cleanup today, so I definitely will be brief. I know it's getting hotter by the minute out here. I want to say that you've heard this morning from a variety of speakers demonstrating our commitment to increasing the amount of contracting opportunities we're offering the MWBE community. You've heard of our progress to date, increasing our goal up to 32% from 11%, with Commissioner Rodriguez, how he challenged us all to reach new highs. And while we're proud of our achievements, we know there's a long way to go to ensure that the contracting of this city reflects the diversity of its citizens. And that's something that everybody here is committed to. So as we move to the next part of today's activities, which include networking with DOT's key divisions and personnel who are here to discuss their upcoming projects and networking opportunities for MWBEs, alongside of some of our agency's key prime contractors and consultants who are here to talk to you about subcontracting work and opportunity. We also will have a breakout session with SBS, as we just heard, discussing a very important and critical component every business needs for its success, access to capital. So I know a lot of you out here, and it's nice to see all those faces. Many of you don't know that I'm an avid boxing fan. So I'm going to leave you this morning as you continue to pursue your opportunities and growth with a quote that has always resonated with me. As the late, great Muhammad Ali once said, if my mind can conceive it, if my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. Take that with you this morning, my friends. See you soon.
So at 11 o'clock inside, there will be a session with SBS. So at 11 o'clock, we ask all of you to join us inside as SBS does the presentation. This concludes this session. Now